Hello again. Today we're going to talk about the last part of chapter 14, and we're going to talk about two more aspects of connected speech, which are elision, which means deletion, hadith, and the other aspect of connected speech that we're going to talk about today is something that we call linking, rabat. So let's start with elision first. Elision means that, or takes place in the case of a sound realized as zero in casual or rapid speech. Zero means that we delete it, we don't pronounce it. So there can be a vowel elision and consonant elision. We have two different types of elision. A vowel elision, when we delete the vowel sound and we don't pronounce it in certain expressions, and sometimes the consonant sound gets deleted and we don't pronounce it in certain expressions. So for example, here's an example for a vowel elision. Tonight, night, two syllables. The first one with te and schwa. Sometimes in very fast speech, in connected speech, sometimes we drop the schwa and we only pronounce the te and we merge it with the onset of the second syllable. So we instead of saying tonight, we say night, tonight. Tonight becomes night. An example of consonant elision can be found in the expression 8 tins, 8 tins, and in fast speech it would be something like 8tins, 8tins, not 8 tins. We drop the T because it's repeated, so and we keep one T only, one T sound only. Instead of saying 8 tins, we say 8tins, 8tins. So these are examples of elisions, and either one would be more than enough. You only need to memorize one example only. But just to make it more comprehensible and easy for you to understand, let's talk about the rules of elisions. قواعد حذف الأصوات. And of course, the rules of elision only applies. The rules of elision only apply in connected speech, in fast speech only. So for example, when we have an aspirated stop plus a weak vowel, usually schwa, this combination of aspirated stop and schwa becomes only aspirated stop. So we drop the schwa sound. For example, instead of saying today, we merge the te with the second syllable because we delete the schwa, and it becomes stay instead of today. Potato instead of saying potato, it becomes potato. Two syllables instead of three. And I guess this example is very easy. Instead of saying potato, three syllables, we make it two syllables only. Potato, two syllables, and this way we delete the schwa sound. And this is a very easy example of elision that you can memorize. Another example we can see with when the schwa sound, which is a weak vowel, disappears before syllabic consonants. So canal can be canal. Correct can be correct instead of saying correct. Connect can be connect. So these are the examples of elision, and these are the rules of elision. Another set of rules for elision would be, why do we need elision? Why do we tend to delete certain sounds in fast speech. Of course, we delete sounds because we tend to avoid complex consonant clusters. Sometimes when we, want to pronounce a sequence of two words, we may face a very difficult sequence of consonants. So what do? We sometimes tend to delete one of the consonants to make this sequence of consonants or cluster consonant easier to pronounce. So when we have stop plus stop plus stop sounds, we tend to delete one of them, usually the one in the middle. So for example, if we look at this expression, looked back becomes look back. We tend to drop the T sound. Another example can be found in the expression stopped killing becomes stop killing. We drop the T just to make it easy for us to say the expression. Sometimes when we have stop plus fricative, we drop the stop in the middle. So acts sometimes becomes acts. We drop the T. The word the word months, because it's very difficult to pronounce sometimes, especially in fast speech. We drop the consonant in the middle, the th sound, and we say it as months instead of saying months, which is a bit difficult. We drop the th sound and we say it as months without the th, just to make it easy. Similar case can be found in the word scripts. Sometimes we say it scripts without the T. We drop the T just to make the consonant cluster easier to say or pronounce. Sometimes we drop the V of the preposition of before some consonants. So instead of saying lots of them, we say lots of them. We drop the V. And we also discussed this case when we talked about weak forms of function words. So lots of them becomes lots of them without the V sound. Same can be found in expression waste of money. Waste of money becomes waste money. So these are the reasons why we follow the rules of elision, just to make the pronunciation of certain expressions and words much easier for us to say, especially in connected and fast speech. As I said earlier, one example would be enough just to memorize one example. So you can memorize the word months. Months becomes months, we delete the th, or tonight, which becomes tonight without the schwa. So these are two easy examples to memorize. So these are some examples of elision, and these are the rules of elision. Now, after discussing all of these, we'll move on to the last aspect of connected speech, which is linking, and linking means rabat in Arabic. So linking is a phenomenon where words or sounds are linked together. There are 5 basic rules of linking. You don't need to memorize all of these rules. As I said earlier, one example would be enough, but I'm going to explain these rules just to make it easy for you to practice in the future. Rules of linking. Linking final consonant to initial vowel. Sometimes we link final consonant to initial vowel, and this can be found in this example. Drink a cup of tea. This is how we say this expression in careful pronunciation, but in fast and connected speech, it would be something like this. Drink a cup of tea. Drink a cup of tea, as if we pronounce 2 words rather than 5. In this expression, we have 5 different words. Drink, 1, the indefinite article, that's another word. Cup, 3, of, 4, tea, 5. But Just to make it easy for us when we engage in very fast and connected speech, we tend to merge certain syllables and certain words together. So instead of saying 5 different words, we usually say them as if they were 2 words only. Drink a cup of tea. Drink a cup of tea, as if they were 2 words only. This is called linking, when we link words and syllables together. Another example is put it on. Put it on. 3 words, but we say them usually in connected speech as if they were a single word. Put it on. Instead of saying put it on, we say put it on, just as a single word. Linking, we sometimes link identical consonants. So instead of saying bad dog, de at the end of bad and de at the beginning of dog are very similar words. They are exactly the same consonant. They are identical consonants. So just to make the pronunciation easier, we drop one of the D's in this expression. We say it bad dog, as if as if it were a single D sound. Instead of saying bad dog, we say bad dog, just as if it were a single D sound only. Stop pushing. Stop pushing becomes stop pushing. Stop pushing. Big girl becomes big girl. Big girl. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. This seat becomes this seat, as if it were a single C sound. Felt tired becomes felt tired. So sometimes we link identical consonants. Instead of saying the same consonant twice, we drop one of them and we pronounce it once only. And this case takes place when we have a consonant, a final consonant that is identical to an initial consonant in the next word, as if bad dog, this seat, felt tired, etc. Okay. Sometimes we use the re sound and we insert it in certain expression. This is called intrusive. Intrusive means ikhami. Sometimes we insert a re sound that isn't there in the spelling. So, for example, for in British English, there is no re here because it ends with, it is a final position. When we have re, when we have the R letter in the final position, this letter will be silent. So I'm talking about British English specifically. So it's called for. But if this word is followed by a word that starts with a vowel, then we insert the re sound. So for, but when we have the word eggs following this word, it becomes for egg, for eggs, for eyes, forever. So because the next word starts with a vowel, then we will pronounce the re sounds. Sometimes we insert it even though there isn't any R sound. So for example, when we say Australia and Africa, Australia and Africa, sometimes when we say it very quickly, we tend to, or native speakers tend to insert certain sound that is very similar to re sound. So it becomes Australia and Africa, Australia and Africa. So Australia, re sound. This is intrusive re, even though we don't have any R letter in this expression, but in fast speech, native speakers tend to insert a re sound here. This is called intrusive. Intrusive re. Sometimes we have intrusive yeah, and this is very common in a lot of words. When a word ends with a long e, short e, a, I, etc. So these sounds, one of these sounds is followed by a word beginning with a vowel. So, for example, we can find this intrusive yeah in an expression like the other. When we have this expression in fast speech, it will become like this: the other, the other. So you can hear yeah sound somewhere in between the two words. My aunt, yeah, in the middle. See us, see us, see us. In connected speech, see us. There is, a yeah sound in between, and this is called an intrusive yeah. Sometimes we get intrusive way when a word ending in oo, o, ew is followed by words beginning with a vowel. So, for example, we can find this in expression like go in, go in. But when we say it in a fast way, there is some way sound in between. So it would be something like go in, go in. So you can hear the way sound in between. Go in, no way sound in between. But when we say it in a quick way or in a fast way in connected speech, it becomes go in, go in. There is way in between the go and the in. Two others. There is way inserted in between the two and others. Two others. And this only takes place when we say these expressions in connected speech, when we say them in a very fast way. And this is called intrusive sounds. So we have intrusive re, as in Australia and Africa. Australia and Africa. We can have intrusive yeah, the other, see us, or intrusive way, as in go in or to other. So these are the cases of linking when we have intrusive sounds. Sounds that aren't originally there, but we say them just to link the two words together to make the pronunciation much easier for us in connected speech. So by this we will end our lecture, and I hope that was very easy. And as I said earlier, you only need to memorize very few examples, one example for each case, one for elision and one for linking. Thank you very much, and hopefully